Okay. Testing one, two, three. Perfect. All right. Welcome to the very first ever Letters from the Roo, which is kind of like letter from the editor, but we swapped the word editor with Roo because branding. But this is kind of my way of talking about what we've been doing, what we have coming up, but also to be open about the creative process and about the journey so far. Throughout my career, my creative process has changed a lot. My direction has changed a lot. What I've wanted out of what I've been doing has changed a lot. And so I feel like it's just important sometimes to sit down and talk about it. Whether it's for me or for you, um, it just is. So that's kind of what I wanted to do with this video. And it's been about a year since we started Studio Roo. I think it may actually be past. I actually don't remember. But it's been about a year. And I remember that when I started Studio Roo, the goal wasn't just to create our own films. It was to, like, obviously that was one part of it, but it wasn't just to make films, send them to film festivals, and then just keep doing the process over and over again. I started Studio Roo with the belief that film can do more. I started this company or this production company with this idea that films can create connection, it can create understanding, it can create community. And I've been thinking about that a lot recently because it's been about a year and it's such an abstract goal for what we've been trying to do that sometimes it feels like I don't know if we're going the right way. But recently, we've produced a short film with my co-director Shauna Lee Jessa called "Barely Hanging On." It's available on our YouTube, and I feel like that kind of ties in a little bit into that goal. The way that project came about, Sean came up to me and said, I have a story that I really want to tell. There's a topic I want to focus on, and I want your help to be able to produce it. So we collaborated together. It was a Studio Roo production, and we were able to tell it. And we had a bit of a short timeline because we started about mid-October, and we wanted it out in November, so everything kind of got a little bit fast, but nonetheless, we got it done. And I feel like that kind of tied into our goal because it allowed us to tell a story that doesn't get, it allowed us to talk about a topic that doesn't get to be talked about a lot. And films have a very powerful way of helping us feel seen and helping us feel heard. Being able to tell a story and then getting feedback like, thank you so much for making this, or this is such an important topic, or I'm so glad to be able to see something like this on screen. Getting comments like those truly shows that these films have more of an impact than just entertaining, right? We often think of films as just entertainment, but I truly believe that films can entertain and should entertain, but also they can have a message too, right? Not to say that every film needs a message, but when you are able to talk about something that's important to people, I feel like it it speaks something, right? It says like, hey, yes, you know that thing that you're worried about, it matters to us too. And I feel like we were able to do that through Barely Hanging On. Plus, you got to see some amazing acting from both Mehdi and Tristan. Both did a phenomenal job. We gave them zero rehearsal time, but honestly, they both nailed it, hit it out of the park. Whatever expression you want to use, they both did an amazing job. And then, obviously, the cast and crew that were involved did an amazing job as well. It was all around really great. But I genuinely did not expect that reaction. And I think it was, and now that I think about it, I think it's because it's a topic that matters to so many people. And it's also a topic that really does not get talked about a lot. It was honestly great to be able to use our expertise and our skills to be able to not only create a good film, but also to be able to tell a story that resonated with so many people. And I think when I think back to what I initially said, it kind of feeds into that goal. And it helps me kind of realize that what we're doing, we're very much on the right track. It may be hard to get there, but we're very much on the path, walking slowly with a cane, getting there eventually. Now, I know Studio Roo has been a bit quiet since our last film, which was in May. We've been trying to make more projects, but unfortunately, timelines have not been aligning. But we have a lot of things happening behind the scenes that I can kind of talk about. We have a few more people possibly joining the Studio Roo team on our original side to create these original productions and stuff. We're rebranding, so that's going to be coming out hopefully soon, and that's going to be really exciting. And then we've got some of our projects. We've got the Ramadan project, which we've been doing every year, and that's going to be coming out in March, which is surprisingly very soon. So that's going to be exciting. And then we've got a short film that we're working on. Really cool topic. This is one of our bigger projects. It's going to take us quite some time, but I'm super excited. We're still in the writing phases, but we have an actor locked down, and it's going to be exciting. I just got to write the thing now. And we're looking at also some non-film related stuff, like a podcast, like possibly workshops, which if you're interested in, let me know. We're thinking about a few workshop ideas, but if you have anything you want me to do or want us to do, please hit me up. But we're looking at things outside of film too, because I feel like I don't want to just be making films. I feel like there's other things that we could be doing to kind of reach our goals. But that's still kind of all in the figuring out phase. But to kind of wrap up this video, I think recently I've been trying to kind of figure out whether we're on the right track and whether what we're doing makes any sense. Because it's sometimes when you're doing the day-to-day stuff, it's hard to look back at the bigger picture and be like, yeah, I know exactly where we're going. But I've been thinking about it a lot, and I think with the projects that we have coming up, it's not just about making those, but seeing how can we involve community? How can we take this one step further? And these are now the questions that we're asking ourselves is how can we not just produce content, but also how can we build community? How can we build connection? How can we bring people together? And how can we tell stories that matter that don't really get a voice? And I guess those are the questions we'll be hopefully answering soon. So yeah, that's where I'm going to leave this video. For those of you who watched the entire thing, thank you so much. If you didn't watch the entire thing, that's totally fine. I appreciate that. But thank you so much for listening. I know I rambled a little bit. It's kind of like a rambly thing that this entire format is, but but I do truly appreciate everyone's support so far. And I'm excited for what's coming up, and I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much.